Hey, it's William. Today we're going to show you how to fix a GE dryer that won't start at all. This issue could be happening for a variety of reasons, such as a blown high limit thermostat, a faulty door switch, or even a problem with the start switch itself. Let's work together to identify and fix this problem step by step. Before we start, take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you want to see more videos like this one, so you can tackle all your home appliance repairs yourself. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. First, let's get our tools together. Today we'll need a Torx 20 driver, Phillips screwdriver, a flat blade screwdriver, and a multimeter. Also, please remember that safety comes first. We'll be checking live voltage during this test, so please remember to be very careful here. Always take extreme care when checking live voltage so you can protect yourself from electric shock, which has the potential to cause serious injuries. Please don't ever test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter. The terminal block is at the bottom of the back of the dryer and might have a cover that needs to be removed to access it. Before we really dig in, we're going to grab our multimeter and check to make sure we have 240 volts AC at the terminal block of our dryer. If you get less than that, there may be a problem with the outlet, which will need to be checked by a licensed electrician. Once we have good voltage, now we can disconnect the dryer by unplugging it or switching the breaker off. Now we're going to use our Torx 20 driver to remove the mounting screws along the top of the console. We're also setting the timer to a cycle, then rotating the console panel forward. Let's grab our meter again and set it to continuity, which looks like a sideways Wi-Fi symbol. Then you'll need to unplug the black wire on terminal C. We're testing from terminal B to terminal C. If there's no continuity, the timer has failed. If your timer is good, we can move to the rotate to start switch and test it for continuity. When we activate the switch, we should have continuity from the brown wire to the red wired terminals. If there's no continuity when the switch is activated, the switch will need to be replaced. If there is continuity, we can keep troubleshooting. Our next stop is the door switch, which is located on the front panel. We're going to set the console back and secure it with the Torx 20 screws. Then we need to use our Phillips screwdriver to remove the 2 screws at the top of the front panel, just behind the door. Now we're going to lift the top panel up just a bit so we can clear the console legs and pull it forward. We're going to remove the Phillips screws that are found at each back corner of the front panel. Once we've done that, we can lift the front panel up, rotate it to the side, and lean it against the frame. Then we can rotate the plastic cover out of the way. We're removing the white wire from the common terminal and setting our meter to continuity. With our meter set and the door closed, we're testing from the common terminal to the normally open terminal that has the brown wire with a yellow stripe. If there is no continuity, then the door switch has failed and will need to be replaced. If there is continuity, our door switch is good and we'll need to keep troubleshooting. Disconnect the door switch wires, then we can set the front panel to the side. With that moved out of the way, we're going to reach under our drum and we're going to disconnect the belt from the belt pulley. Once that is disconnected, we're going to go ahead and lift up on the belt and use it to assist in pulling the drum forward and out. Now we can set that to the side as well. We can see the high limit thermostat on the top of the element housing on the far right side. Let's use the meter probes to test the thermostat for continuity. If there is no continuity, then the high limit thermostat has failed and will need to be replaced. If there is continuity, our thermostat is good and we'll need to continue troubleshooting. If you've made it this far and still haven't found the problem during all previous testing, then the motor is going to be the culprit. Even though we can say this by using the process of elimination, let's double check to make sure the motor is the real cause of failure. With the meter set to resistance, which looks like an upside down horseshoe, or in this case, my meter does not have the low resistance, so I'm going to use continuity. If you have the wires that are separate and don't have a plastic connector, you may want to take a picture of how they're connected. And then we're going to test from terminal 5 to terminal 4 on the motor. We need to set our meter probes in place, and there should be a resistance between 4.1 to 4.9 ohms. If the resistance check has failed, then the motor will need to be replaced. To reassemble, start by installing the drum and belt. This can be a little difficult, so make sure to get the belt firmly on the motor pulley. Then grab the front panel. We're going to connect the door switch wires and then set the front panel onto the dryer. We need to secure it with the screws we removed earlier. Now we're going to slide the top panel on the console legs, rotate the top panel down, and then secure it with the long Phillips screws we removed from behind the door. Since we found the rotate to start switch has failed on this specific dryer, I'm going to show you how to replace it if you happen to come across the same issue on your model. We're going to start by removing the rotate to start knob. Once we set it to the side, we're going to take our Torx 20 driver and use it to remove the screws at the top of the console. Now we're rotating the top of the console forward. Now we're taking our flathead screwdriver and using it to pull up on the original rotate to start switch locking tab. With that lifted, we can rotate the switch and pull it away from the console. Here's the old rotate to start switch and here's the new one. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can order one at appliancepartspros.com. You can set the old switch to the side. Now we need to line the new one up so we can rotate it in and lock it in place. We need to match the switches up and transfer each wire over to the new switch. Once the wires are connected to the new part, we can set it to the side for the moment. All we need to do now is rotate the console back into place and reinstall it with the Torx 20 screws that we removed earlier. And that's all there is to it. Just don't forget to plug your dryer back in or flip that circuit breaker back on. Once you've found the faulty part, whether it's a start switch or something else, you can grab your model number and head over to appliancepartspros.com to order a replacement, which should arrive in just a few days. After you get your new part, we'll walk you through the installation with our video guides. Share your experience with us and leave a comment below. And if this video helped you, hit the like and subscribe button to see more videos like this. Thanks for your support.